Okay. قال المؤلف رحمه الله وتجب لهم العصمة من الكفر والكبائر وصغائر الخسة قبل النبوة وبعدها. The author, may God have mercy on him, said they must be attributed with impeccability. That is, they are protected, I like to put divinely protected from ever committing blasphemy, enormous sins, or disbelief. Enormous sins and small sins that reflect low character before and after prophethood. After prophethood means after receiving the revelation and becoming prophets, and they stay prophets. And in their graves, they are prophets, and their bodies don't decay. Let's see those footnotes there. So, necessary for them is the isma, the impeccability. The isma means hifl, the protection, the preservation from blasphemy. قال في الشفاء. Judge Iyad said in الشفاء والصواب أنهم معصومون قبل النبوة من الجهل بالله وصفاته والتشكيك في شيء من ذلك. What is correct is that they are protected, preserved before prophethood from ignorance about God and his attributes, or even being susceptible to doubt about any of that. So this footnote here, this citation is more specifically about before prophethood. Looks like should go here. قبل النبوة. Before prophethood. They are protected. What's correct is that they are protected before prophethood from ignorance about God and his attributes and being doubtful about that. To say that a prophet doesn't have to be impeccable before prophethood, and that before he becomes a prophet, Allah will make his status, will make his situation change. It's a blunder, has no regard. Some scholars said because they don't have to be impeccable before they receive the revelation. Yani, they said no one has to take from them before they receive the revelation. So they said, so they don't have to be impeccable before the revelation. But before they get the revelation, their situation will change for the better. And then they will be suitable for revelation. This saying is blunder. Yani, especially to say even blasphemy, that's massive blunder there. And to say even blasphemy, that's a massive blunder. To say not blasphemy is not correct. The correct saying is that they must be impeccable before prophethood and after receiving prophethood. He said before prophethood, they are protected from what's correct. And he didn't say the ijma', he said what's correct. He's signaling to something there. What's correct is that they are protected from, they are protected before prophethood from ignorance about God and his attributes. And he's not talking about the rules. If their case were that no rules were revealed before them, they didn't have any exposure to rules prior. That was Prophet Muhammad's case, alayhi salatu wasalam. He didn't know the rules, but he knew about the attributes of God. وَالتَّشْكِيكُ فِي شَيْءٍ مِّن ذَلِكَ, or even to be susceptible to doubt about any of that. Next footnote. and the major sins. This is necessary that they be protected from. Qala fi shifa. He said, Judge Iyad, that is, did some scholars say that? So apparently, if they were not scholars, I don't think that for them to have said anything would have even been mentioned. Blunder, yes, blunder. Yeah, no, we're not going to say committed kufr because they say he doesn't have to be impeccable before no one has to take from him. They say no one has to take from him before he is a prophet. So we're not going to say they committed blasphemy. We say if that were his case before he became a prophet, that would be means to discredit him in itself. That would be justifiable uh, disqualification. That would be justifiable disqualification in itself. He said, but what is the case if that someone says that they committed blasphemy before prophethood? So I didn't learn that we're going to say they committed not that they did commit blasphemy. They didn't say they did commit blasphemy. They said they don't have to be impeccable from that before they became prophets. There's a difference. And when I heard about this, the case of Ibrahim was not connected for me. That what they said goes here. And what I know from the story of Ibrahim that he was a prophet when he was debating with the star worshippers and he said, Hada Rabbi, this is my Lord. Not before he was a prophet. So they say he was not a prophet yet and was looking for his faith. Then we'll ask to be sure there if they say he wasn't a prophet yet. There is a saying that has no regard. I don't know if that here, the case that they put it on Ibrahim here. But that would be blasphemy. That would mean Ibrahim was a kafir. But there is in the Quran what refutes that. Because Allah says, وَلَقَدْ آتَيْنَا إِبْرَاهِيمَ رُشْدَهُ مِنْ قَبْلُ. We gave Abraham his guidance from before, yani since he was small. That's the meaning. He wasn't a Jew and he wasn't a Christian and he wasn't a pagan. All of those, the Quran negated them. And he was given his guidance from before, min qabl, meaning, so I'll ask the person what that means. Even if you, I won't even tell you what does that mean. You tell me what does that mean, since he said that about Prophet Ibrahim. Yes, I can repeat. There's an ayah about Ibrahim. وَلَقَدْ آتَيْنَا إِبْرَاهِيمَ رُشْدَهُ مِنْ قَبْلُ. We gave Abraham his guidance from before. That's a very literal translation. So someone is asking, Yani, we'll back up. What's sawab, Judge Iyad? said something is correct, when he said that was correct, he was signaling something. He didn't say here the consensus is they are protected before prophethood from being ignorant about God and his attributes. He didn't say that's the consensus. He said what's correct is this. So he's signaling something here. So there's a mistake. There is something that's contrary to what's correct because it is in fact a blunder. It's a mistake that they are not necessarily protected from blasphemy before prophethood. The argument being that no one is obligated to take from them before they are prophets. So it's not necessary that they would have to be like that. So this, I didn't learn that this is blasphemy. All that I learned about this, that it is wrong, 0% chance of being correct. That's it for me. Now, as for Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, we know that some people say he doubted about his Lord. And we learned that that's blasphemy to believe that Abraham doubted about his Lord. Now, someone's asking me, what about that saying here? If we don't say it's blasphemy, what about those people if they say that about Abraham here? He was not a prophet yet. He was a prophet, so you're mistaken here about that. And not just that, Allah denied in the Quran that Abraham was a Jew, explicitly denied that he was a Jew, or a Christian, or a mushrik, an idolater, and confirmed for him وَلَقَدْ آتَيْنَا إِبْرَاهِيمَ رُشْدَهُ مِنْ قَبْلِ. We gave Abraham his guidance from before. So I would say to that person, what does this mean? And I will see what his answer is. And I could tell him, this means since he was small, since he was a child. But then he might say, no, that's not what it means. So since he is taking this position in the first place, I'll cite the ayah for him, and then I'll ask him what that's supposed to mean then. Yani. So then we'll see what does he say. All of that with the goal of him retracting this. Let him not say any of this. Throw all of that away. Say the prophets are impeccable before prophethood and after they received prophethood. Divinely protected from all blasphemy and all major sins. And uh, all small sins that are outrageous, display low character. That's a consensus. Yani, when I say that's consensus means after prophethood. The consensus of them being protected like this is after prophethood. Unless we're going to say that whoever said otherwise, his saying is weightless and nothing. That's what we are saying too. His saying is nothing. To say that a prophet is not protected from blasphemy before prophethood, this saying is nothing. So I haven't heard about those people saying that, and he wasn't a prophet yet. I haven't heard. When we used to learn about this, how was it always posed? How could someone say Abraham was doubting about his Lord and he was a prophet? So that's what that's how we learn. That's going to be blasphemy for sure. If he were a prophet and then he doubted about his Lord, if someone were to claim that, that's blasphemy. Okay. So, footnote and the major sins. Judge Iyad also said in Ash-Shifa, Faslun, section, وأما ما يتعلق بالجوارح من الأعمال ولا يخرج من جملتها القول باللسان فيما عدا الخبر الذي وقع فيه الكلام ولا الاعتقاد بالقلب فيما عدا التوحيد وما قدمناه من معارفه المختصة به فأجمع المسلمون على عصمة الأنبياء من الفواحش والكبائر الموبقات. Okay. He says here, and there's just something in here, I'm not sure what it means. Section. As for, so he's talking about major sins. As for what is related to the jawarih, the limbs of actions or deeds. Deeds. When I say deed means has uh, accountability behind it. When I say deed, I mean with there's accountability behind it. So as for what is related to the organs of deeds, and he says, this is a nice statement here, and this does not exclude, generally, when talking generally, this does not exclude the saying of the tongue. To say the organs, what relates to the organs of deeds, and this, generally speaking, does not exclude the sayings of the tongue, nor the conviction of the heart. So he's saying, we can say the organs, and it means the sayings and the convictions too, because Yani, there's signal there to something you know that's familiar to you. Isn't blasphemy three kinds? Blasphemy of the heart, blasphemy of the limbs, and blasphemy of the tongue. And you may have wondered, or may have even been asked, why separate the tongue from the organs? Isn't the tongue an organ? And even the heart, maybe. But for sure, the tongue, that's a question someone would ask. Since the heart is on the inside, then I guess he could conceive, not, yani, conceive to give it a different category. So it's like here, Judge Iyad, rahimahullah, is saying it's possible to say the deeds of the limbs, and it does mean the tongue, and it does mean what's done in the heart. He has something here. فيما عدا الخبر الذي وقع فيه الكلام. This I don't know what he's saying there. فيما عدا التوحيد وما قدمناه من معارفه المختصة به. Yeah, I can't explain that statement there. فأجمع المسلمون على عصمة الأنبياء. The Muslims have a consensus about the protection of the prophets, the impeccability or the infallibility of the prophets from al-fawahish, the atrocities, the heinous deeds, wal-kaba'ir al-mubiqat, and the deadly sins, the deadly major sins. So when I said deadly sins, like for me, deadly is covering the fact that they are major. The deadly sins, those are major sins. But it does say kaba'ir. The destructive, the fatal major sins. Yani, that's a class of major sins. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam pointed them out. Now, though, I'd need to review to say it. Includes magic, includes interest, riba, and includes some other things. And there's 7. So that's interesting to me because the Christians say there's 7 deadly sins, but the ones they say are not necessarily sins. Like if a person is a glutton, he's not necessarily sinful because he's a glutton. And he eats until he becomes morbidly obese. He's not necessarily sinful. He cannot harm himself, though. I don't know if that's counted as harming oneself. Meal by meal, one meal at a time. I don't know if that's counted as harming oneself in that case. Subhanallah. What did Luqman advise his son? Here. Anyone know the advice of Luqman to his son here? This is what we're talking about right now, the gluttony. 3, 2, 1. And I'll remind myself not to introduce food atop of food. لا تدخل طعاما على طعام. Don't put food on top of food. Means you ate, now you have food in your stomach. And while the food is still there, you put some more food in your stomach. He told his son, don't do that. Intaha, end quote. All right, let's read the explanation. الشرح الأنبياء معصومون أي محفوظون. The explanation, prophets are impeccable, meaning they are protected, yes, or preserved. The meaning of isma is hifz, preservation. Min al-kufr, protected from blasphemy. قبل أن يوحى إليهم بالنبوة وبعد ذلك أيضا, before prophethood came to them and after that also. Oh, sorry, I'm supposed to read the translation. Meaning they are protected from committing kufr before prophethood and also afterwards. وأما قول سيدنا إبراهيم عن الكوكب رآه هذا ربي فهو على تقدير الاستفهام الإنكاري. As for the saying of our master Ibrahim about the star when he saw it, هذا ربي, this is my Lord, this is in repudiation. It is a negative interrogative. Okay. This is correct. This translation is fine. It's just in the Arabic says, فَهُوَ عَلَى تَقْدِيرِ كَذَا. It has the implication. So just the mentioning of the implication is what's missing from the English translation. It has an implication. Its implication is a negative interrogative. فكأنه قال أهذا ربي كما تزعمون. It is as if he said, this what you claim is my Lord. This what you claim is my Lord does not deserve to be worshipped. So looks like the translator was reluctant to translate that as a question. But it works. So many meanings do translate. And you don't have to be an educated person to understand the gists of things. Without being an educated person, someone would understand the gist and still wouldn't be able to express what the point is. He would get the point without being able to say it back. The Arabic says, it is as if he said, is this my Lord as you claim? It's a question. Ahada, is this my Lord as you claim? So the translator didn't translate it as a question. He translated it as a declaration. This, what you claim is my Lord, does not deserve to be worshipped. I think if the question were really translated there, no one would be confused. Allah knows best. ثم لما غاب قال لا أحب الآفلين. Then when it set, he said, لا أحب الآفلين. I do not love those that set. The uful is the setting of the star. So something that has the attribute of uful is called afil. So he said, لا أحب الآفلين. I don't love the things that set. Now I want to see something. Bismillah. Stand by. Let me grab it in a moment. Bismillah. Bismillah. Hamza, Mim. Hamza, Fa, Lam. It says this root has two meanings, disappearance and absence, and has the meaning of small camels. The root. So we talk about the three letters in this sequence. أَفَلَا يَأْفِلُ أُفُولًا, or أَفَلَا يَأْفُلُ أُفُولًا. That's past tense. Maudi, then the present and future tense. Mudari, then the source noun. أَفَلَا يَأْفِلُ or يَأْفُلُ ufulan, with the patterns of jalasa and dakhala. You say jalasa yajlisu julusan, dakhala yadkhulu dukhulan, afala ya'filu or ya'fulu ufulan, ghaba, to vanish, to be absent. Al-Mukhtar stops there. That's a dictionary. Another dictionary, Al-Misbah, adds as a source noun afl, afala ya'filu ufulan wa aflan, like the pattern of daraba yadribu darban, afala fulan anil balad. So and so was absent from the town. In the dictionary, al-Maqayis, afalati shams, the sun set. Everything that disappears or fades away is called afil, or anything. Anything that disappears or fades away is called afil. Al-Maqayis mentions the plural for this description. Afil uffal, like Raqi' and Rukka'. Okay, then there's another meaning that's not our concern. So there's the meaning of uful or aful. Okay. So he said, La uhibbul afilin. Then when it said, he said, I do not love the things that have uful, that disappear, that vanish. This means I do not worship the things that set. أي لا يصلح أن يكون هذا ربا فكيف تعبدون ذلك. It means this does not deserve to be worshipped, so how would you believe that it does? Question mark. This does not deserve. لا يصلح. This is not suitable. This is not appropriate to be a Lord. Says deserve to be worshipped. This is not suitable or appropriate to be a Lord. فكيف تعبدون ذلك. So how would you worship it? And how would you believe that it does? ولما لم يفهموا مقصوده بل بقوا على ما كانوا عليه. When they did not understand his intent and rather remained on their belief, yani they didn't get it. قال حينما رأى القمر مثل ذلك. He said the same when he saw the moon. هذا ربي. فلما لم يجد منهم بغيته أظهر لهم أنه بريء من عبادته. And when he did not see what he wanted from them, yani he did not get the result that he wanted from them, he expressed to them that he does not worship it. Yani he expressed to them that he has nothing to do with it. He disavowed it. He disavowed what they worship, or he disavowed their worship. Or he disavowed their worship of it. وَأَنَّهُ لَا يَصْلُحُ لِلرُّبُوبِيَّةِ. And that it does not deserve godhood. Yani it also is not suitable or appropriate for lordship. ثم لما لم ير منهم بغيته قال حينما ظهرت الشمس. Then when he did not see what he wanted from them, he said in objection when he saw the sun rising, هذا ربي هذا أكبر. This means according to your claim, أي على زعمكم, meaning according to your claim. That's it. Period. This means according to your claim, this is my Lord. This is bigger. So all that's not in the Arabic. Just according to your claim. I see what happened here too. MashaAllah. So in the Arabic, هذا ربي هذا أكبر, this is the ayah. Here, the Shaykh didn't explain the ayah here, other than to say, relying on the fact that you already understood what he was saying. So when the sun came out, he said the same thing. So he's not explaining here what he said. He's just repeating that he said the same thing. هذا ربي, this is my Lord. هذا أكبر, this is greater. Rather, he did say something explanatory here. He said, meaning, على زعمكم, according to your claim. Yani, this is my Lord according to your claim. Or this is my Lord, I mean, this is according to your claim. So, the translator merged all of this in the meaning. So he said, this means, according to your claim, this is my Lord, this is bigger. What rather means is, he said when he saw the sun rising, this is my Lord, this is bigger. Meaning, according to your claim, period. فَلَمْ يَرَ مِنْهُمْ بُغْيَتَهُ. So this does not deserve to be worshipped. So they're being extra clear. Again, he did not see what he wanted from them. فَأَيِّسَ مِنْهُمْ. And they were not comprehending his intent, that these three do not deserve godhood. So it looks like they didn't translate something. فَأَيِّسَ مِنْهُمْ. He deemed them hopeless. Yes. I think a lot of Muslims don't understand this because they never lose hope. They'll always hope. Man, he might become Muslim. And it's true. So many people will become Muslim, even you never thought. All the time, too, it happens. But this is something that did happen to the Prophet sometimes. فَأَيِّسَ مِنْهُمْ. He lost hope in them. He found them hopeless. مِنْ عَدَمِ انْتِبَاهِهِمْ. Because they didn't catch it. They didn't get it. وَفَهْمِهِمْ لِلْمُرَادِ. And because they yeah, it's the same thing. Because they didn't catch on, they didn't understand. أي أن هذه الثلاثة لا تصلح للألوهية. Meaning that these three are not suitable for godhood. They were not comprehending his intent, that these three do not deserve godhood. فَتَبَرَّأَ مِمَّا هُمْ عَلَيْهِ. He expressed that he is clear of the blasphemy they are on. Yani he disavowed what they were upon. A shirk of idolatry. ثُمَّ لَمْ يَمْكُثْ فِيهِمْ. Then he did not remain with them. بَلْ ذَهَبَ إِلَى فِلَسْطِينَ. Rather, he went to Palestine, but he didn't go there before they attempted to murder him, assassinate him. They launched him into an inferno as a sacrifice to their gods. Then that's when he left them after that. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. Allah protected him and he did not burn, nor did his clothing. Then he went to Palestine. فَأَقَامَ هُنَاكَ. And he lived there. Where he lived and he died therein. وَتُوفِيَ فِيهَا. That's where he died. وأما إبراهيم في حد ذاته فكان يعلم قبل ذلك أن الربوبية لا تكون إلا لله بدليل قوله تعالى ولقد آتينا إبراهيم رشده من قبل. However, Ibrahim himself, he knew before this that only Allah has attributed with godhood, as proven by the saying of Allah that I recited for you. I already mentioned it for you. The verse means Allah granted Ibrahim guidance since childhood. And where's the ayah? Surah Al-An'am, verse 51. Wallahu a'lam. We'll stop there.
Okay, did you say Al-An'am or Al-Anbiya?
Surah Al-Anbiya, sorry. My eye was right here. Al-An'am. Surah Al-Anbiya, verse 51. He said, I never heard that he was a sacrifice to their gods when they threw him in the fire. I thought it was just a form of punishment. No, both. First, he talked to his father. And he talked to his father until his father threatened him. Then he left his father alone. Yani, until Allah revealed to him that his father will not believe. Then he left his father alone. Then he talked to the star worshippers. Then they had a festival. When he went to their festival, he went to their temple and he destroyed the idols that were in the courtyard, except the biggest one, and put the axe around it, so that they would come back to discover their idols were destroyed. that's when they went and took him and they wanted to make a display of him, and they brought him in front of everyone, which is what he wanted. And then he debated with the idol worshippers. And in that debate, they even huddled up and admitted that he was right. It's in the surah. And then they snapped out of it. And then they went back arguing with him. And then when they couldn't defeat him, they said, burn him alive as a sacrifice to their gods. And then everyone started contributing to the firewood. So they had a landfill. They filled a landfill with fuel. Throw him in there. Wallahu a'lam. Then he left. And his wife and his nephew went with him. They were believers too. His nephew went to Sudum, and at one time they stopped in Egypt. That's when they got Hajar. And then he was commanded to separate his women, so he took Hajar to the desert. Then he used to go between Palestine and Mecca. Wallahu a'lam.